People that just lands in Abuja as low as 20 naira. As low as 20 naira. And if they tell you how much they have this land sold now, you'll be shocked.
There's a need going on in Abuja that you need to have a lot of money to own properties. But at Aramon Properties Limited, we provide accessible property solutions to all income levels. No matter where you're from, you can own land in Abuja.
But there is a key challenge in this area. Most times when people present the documents, they look the same. You won't be able to identify which one is fake or which one is real.
Once you have an FCDA approved CFO, nobody can take your land from you.
Most times areas like it's flooded, people get to die, properties get to be lost. So probably you bought from that estate when the place didn't show such signs. So what should be the key things that people listen to us today talking about?
First and foremost, Abuja has a master plan. It was not just planned. You cannot be seeing skyscraper in Dubai because that is not part of the master plan. You want to invest in real estate. You want to go into land. First of all, go and find out all these things. Go with documentation. Go to FCDA. Anybody can walk into FCDA office. Go in there. Check the verification of all this land.
My advice for first-time land buyers is always have a statement I say that payment is the last part of the deal.
Are you for real? All right, listeners and viewers across the globe, I'm Tracy Uzdigo, and the program is The Living Edge, and is a program that talks about your environment. So the environment is one survivable place that the Creator himself has given to us, and we need to do whatever we are doing on it from an informed standpoint, day in, day out. And in this segment of the program, I'm going to be talking something very, very important to every one of us. Old, young, wealthy, poor. We all need to have shelter. We all need to have some form of accommodation or some form of business locations or some form of build-up place that we do all we need to do day in, day out. Talking about building tomorrow today. This segment is all about estate development. Estate development ranging from your land ownership, ranging from owning your own building, your own structure, like I mentioned earlier, investing wisely in that space. Why I'm emphasizing on this? Because I've invested wrongly. So don't get bombed like some of us before doing the right thing. So in today's edition, I have estate development or property development organization with me here in Abuja, Aramon Properties. So they are all geared towards making sure that your dream of owning your own property, your own first house, owning your own land, investing in that space becomes a reality. It's not just a fluke. Because some persons, several of them have been swindled out of their hard-earned money. Let me not use my mouth to chew the onions for them. They are right here with me. So they are going to be talking to you about their property before we now get into another core cross of our conversation today. Why should I be investing into property? Because most times they will go and show you one thick forest. You're like, oh, hell, if I put my money here, when will I recover or make profit from it? Well, they are both experts and investors, and they have all the answers to all your questions. So let me have them introduce themselves first before we dive into our conversation.
My name is Ikem Aurafo, and I work with Aramon Properties Limited.
My name is Stephanie Bako. I'm a real estate advisor and I work with Properties.
My name is David Adebayo and I'm a real estate advisor.
Tell us about Aramon Properties Limited.
Aramon Properties Limited is a fast-growing real estate company. What we do is we deliver safe, quality, and accessible property solutions. And the good thing is we do this for all income levels. You don't have to be super rich to own a piece of land in Abuja. There's a need going on in Abuja that you need to have a lot of money to own properties. But at Aramon Properties Limited, we provide accessible property solutions to all income levels. No matter where you're from, you can own land in Abuja. And another thing that makes us special is that we don't just sell these lands to you. We teach you, educate you on things to look out for before committing your money. And you have to know what document backs any land we sell to you.
So let's talk about your locations, because several years ago, like we've already invested. I didn't get to see where the location was. And then we now kept going and going and going. I'm like, so where am I going? At the end of the day, I found myself in a thick forest. I'm like, how do I get out from this place? So talk to us about the location of your properties. Where are they located and how accessible are those locations?
We actually have properties in various parts of Abuja, in places like Apple, Zape, Terami, Metamatu, Kuje, and other fast developing areas. And these places also have future potentials. We are currently on a 50% promo, which is going to be lasting for only 2 weeks. I would advise that people should take advantage of this opportunity while it lasts.
You cannot boast that it's not true that properties in Abuja are too expensive. Okay, so David, why should people invest in your properties now?
I would not just be talking about why people should invest in our properties. I'll be talking about why people should invest in properties.
Generally.
Land is one thing that for over the years has proven to remain valuable. You cannot buy a land now and come back some years later and it has depreciated. Instead, any location where you buy a land, once the development comes around that location, it keeps on appreciating. And that aside, the way property appreciates is very like you can multiply it in many folds. One of the reasons why it's good to invest with us is because we make sure you get properties in valuable locations, locations that we are sure that over the years, these locations are going to be hotspots that people are going to want to run into. Currently, like Maitama 2 that we're developing, Idu that we're developing, and Kabusa that we're developing. Like the Idu, for instance, is an industrial area. I know that coming years to come, industries are going to need workers. Workers are going to need shelters. And we as Environment Properties, we make sure that we position ourselves in that place so that when that time comes, we have solutions for them. Our property in Kabusa is a residential area where those people that are coming into Abuja over the years, they are going to want to live there. So we have positioned ourselves in these places to make sure that we bring these infrastructures to you close. And then Buzape and also Maitama, these are places where the FCT minister have opened that, okay, these are the new places that he wants his FCT to rest on. And infrastructures in those places are going on very rapidly. I was in Maitama 3 weeks back, and when I went there last week, it was more like, the place I followed like a red map to assess. Now I'm seeing that the government have already started building a road. So most of all these places, the government are very intentional about opening them up, and we've positioned ourselves in those places to make sure that we bring this to the general public.
So people investing or people buying into your property should be able to take such advantage, right? Come next 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years from now. But there is a key challenge in this area. Most times when people present landed property or the documents, especially people that are not schooled in that field, they look the same. You won't be able to identify which one is fake or which one is real. So how do you help people to this major problem of scammers? You have to assure people that your properties in those different locations are genuine enough for them to throw in their hard-earned money.
All our properties are well documented. Some of them have the RFO, FCDA approved. While some will have the CFO, that's the certificate of occupancy. Then for the RFO, which is the right of occupancy, which shows that the government already giving you the right to occupy that place, to do whatever you want to do, either maybe for commercial use or for residential use. So we don't advertise properties that doesn't have proper documentation here in Abuja. Once you have an FCDA approved CFO, nobody can take your land from you. Even if the government comes and wants to do something with that land, you'll be well compensated. So with Environment Properties Limited, there is no scam. And we also educate you, just in case you're not buying from Environment. These are things you need to look out for, never need to get scammed.
Okay, so people that want to subscribe, you can let them know the tricks, because most times there is a trick in it that gets people in that space to really know which of the document is genuine and which is fake. So you're going to be giving such information to people that want to subscribe to your property.
Let me add to that. That's why we have the place called the Abuja Geographic Information System, AGIS, where we go to confirm every land we are marketing. If this land is actually genuine from the Federal Capital Development Authority, if it is genuine and that it has been allocated to this real estate company. So we are well grounded on that. We don't do shady deals.
And people will really get to see.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's look at another critical issue. When you mention Guzampe, when you mention new areas that the government is opening up, it's juicy. But can low-income earners actually be able to afford your properties?
At Tomorow Properties Limited, our properties are not just limited to high-income earners. We believe that all level incomes can afford the properties. We make our plans affordable, and also we have a flexible payment plan.
Can you talk to us a bit about this payment plan? How does it work that I can accommodate low income earners?
Okay, for the payment plan, you can pay in 3 months' time. The first payment will be 50% of the total payment. And then within that 3 months, you can make
The other payment. The 50% cost that you're running now, does it spread to this batch payment as well? Or you must pay 100% of the 50% within the 2 weeks?
Yes, you have to pay 100% within the 2 weeks.
Okay, for a first time buyer, a dreamer that really wants to own his or her own property, what would be your advice to the person?
Usually, my advice for first-time land buyers is always have a statement. I say that payment is the last part of the deal.
Are you for real?
Yes.
That is what is the main thing for most persons out there. I don't have the money. I mean, how will I?
The first thing we need to do is make that decision that yes, you want to.
Okay, when there is a will.
There's a way. Then when you do that, you locate a trusted real estate company. Locating a trusted real estate company means you are going to find out where their office is. You are going to see for yourself that, okay, these people are where they say I can find them. When you are done with that, then you determine which of their property you are interested in. When you determine the property you are interested in, you go for an inspection. Inspection is they take you straight to the site. You see it for yourself that, okay, this land that they're advertising, they actually have it on this place that they're advertising. When you are done with that, you now go for your documentation. You have AGs, you have the FCDA, that's if you are buying land in Abuja. When you go to these places, you go and confirm if that land is genuine, if that company are able to market that land. And then you go to AGs to confirm which kind of structure is meant to be on that land. Because you can actually buy a land and you are thinking about building a house there, but then when you go to AGs, you discover it's a stadium that is meant to be on that land. Yes. So you go to FCDA to confirm your C of O out of O. You go to AGs to confirm the structure that is meant to be on that land. When you finish making all this confirmation, that's when you can now come back to the real estate company to start processing your payment.
So I'm thinking, even psychologically, before you get through all these processes, you start feeling like a landowner.
You start feeling like a landlord.
Right. So it's not now a problem anymore. So it means you have to exercise your own due diligence, right? As someone that wants to invest in this space. So it's not just about the ones that have flyers, because I see a whole lot of them lately as you're driving by the traffic. There's so much of them giving you their flyers. So beyond just looking at the flyers and the beautiful images of buildings, completed, uncompleted locations, and all that on those flyers, you need to go through these processes as well to make sure you're doing your own due diligence to safeguard your own hard-earned money. It doesn't end on just those pieces of paper. And then when you go through these processes, like he said, it will shape and inform your choice better.
Does Element Property have opportunity to take your subscriber for inspection to really see what you're talking about on ground?
Inspection in Element is free. Not just that we take you for inspection, we take you for inspection free of charge. So when you identify any of our land that you like, just walk into our office and we'll take you for an inspection of the site. Then when we take you for an inspection, you go to FCDA, you go to AGs to do your due diligence. Then you come back to us.
I'm just trying to take you bit by bit on the key things you mentioned that people need to look out for before they even get to commit their money. So what kind of documents do you give to your subscribers at the end of the day when they get to purchase your property, land, or whatever?
When you purchase any property from Element Properties Limited, first of all, we give you the documents for the property you purchased. Then we give you the befitting legal documents, which can be a CLV, which can be an ROV. So if it is the CLV, we give you the CLV. If it's the ROV, we give you the ROV. And once we've done all this, just know that you have no issue with the property you acquire.
What kind of properties do you really sell in your estate? Is it just lands? Do you sell buildings or?
But Element Properties Limited, we sell land. And if you want to go ahead, because we have land to buy and build, we have land for investment. And if you want to go ahead to start building, we have trusted partners to help you with the construction. So for land for investment, we call that land banking, where you can buy and hold and maybe sell later to make profits. So these are all the features we have in Element Properties.
You know, most times they say some of our politicians, they don't have an ideology, so people just jump from one boat to the other. So when we talk about your organization, for instance, people want to know, what are your long-term goals that can speak to what maybe people that dream or want to invest will look and say, oh yeah, their long-term goal aligns with me.
One of our long-term goals is actually to become one of the most trusted real estate companies in Nigeria, and also to help many people become landowners.
So what could be like your last wrap-up for everyone in this our conversation today?
Well, I advise people to buy land now while it's still affordable, because after a while it's going to get or become really expensive. So it's better to start small, start early than start later.
Okay, start small, start early, and maybe start now. Okay.
One thing with real estate is you can never go wrong investing in real estate. As long as you align yourself with the supply and demand of real estate and maybe position yourself with the city's master plan, you will always maintain profitability. So I advise all our viewers to start now and secure your future.
My last piece of advice would be on a quote with Luke mentioned, which is, the best time to plant a tree was probably yesterday. The next best time is now. The best time to invest in real estate, especially in this Abuja that you're saying, was years back. But if you miss that opportunity, I'm here to assure you that the next best time is now. The cheapest price for any property you are going to see is the cheapest price you are seeing now. When it comes to tomorrow, that price will have increased. So take advantage of that opportunity now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Davy, Stephanie, Ikena. After this short break, something else when we're talking about real estate and investing in this space. I'll be back shortly.
My name is Dr. Mohammed Mahmoud Abubakar. Ibrahim Musa Goni is my name.
My name is Dr. Isaiah Kadekunle Salako,
Honorable Minister of Environment.
Conservation National Park Service of Nigeria.
Minister of State for Environment, Federal Republic of Nigeria. I would like to invite you Nigerians and everybody worldwide to
Keep watching and listening to the
Living Earth.
Living Earth. Thank you.
All right, guys, if you're just joining us, it's still the Living Edge with me, Tracy Uziwe. And in this segment, we are looking at building your futures. Today, we're talking about real estate development. And I've been on this conversation with Eramont Properties Limited. They are situated here in Abuja, Nigeria. And they've been putting us in on real estate development. I've seen people that are like not having so much money, but just quietly investing in real estate rightfully. And before you know it, they are just up there. And you're wondering, was it money ritual? No, it's a very quiet space. You know, you don't probably have to carry your land on your head. But it's out there. That is if you do the investment rightly. Something you bought for $1 million and then suddenly is running into hundreds of millions, just quietly leaving it there. But then we still need to be seriously, highly guided to be sure we are doing it accurately. Remember I told you before we went on that break that I have something for you to put in your pocket. So I have Mrs. Joy. She's the general manager of Eramont Properties. So talk to us a bit about some things that your team didn't get to mention. If you're conversant with Abuja, most times when it gets to rain, you hear areas flooded, people get to die, properties get to be lost, year in, year out. And there are different parts of town like that. So what will be like your key advice to people? Because probably you bought from that estate or from that developer when they didn't show such sign. And then you've sunk in your heart. And because I keep wondering, year in, year out, people get to die. People's house gets sunk inside the flood, almost got into roof level. And yet they're still there. So what should be the key things that people listen to us today talking about real estate and want to invest in real estate will have to look out for so that they avoid such pitfalls?
I think have done a lot of justice to some of what real estates are into and the genuinity of real estate. But there are some key points I'll be picking out today to let anyone who wants to get a plot of land, build a home, you need to look out for. There's something you call duty of care in the real estate world. Now, when you hear duty of care has to do with due diligence. You want to get a house in a real estate company and you need to do your own due diligence. How do you do that? You need to check, you need to verify. You need to first of all find out. It's not enough going to a real estate company and they tell you have a plot of land around this location, you follow them and you go and check. You need to do your own due diligence. Some people come as far as bringing their lawyers. Do you understand? They bring their lawyers to the real estate because whatever that is documented is not changed. That is something about it. So first of all, when you have people having these issues of getting houses or getting lands in water parks, these are things that maybe the government did not allocate those lands. Before government allocate those lands, they do a lot of research. They check if these lands are suitable. First and foremost, Abuja has a master plan. It was not just planned, it was mastered plan, meaning that a lot of people came together and said, this needs to be here, this should be commercialized, this should be residential, this should be infrastructural. That's why you have places like CBD, you have Central Area, you have the outskirts of Kubwa, you have the outskirts of Lube. You cannot be seeing skyscraper in Lube because that is not part of the master plan. So these are the due diligence in your own part as a person. You want to invest in real estate, you want to go into land. First of all, go and find out all these things. Go with documentation. Go to FCDA. Anybody can walk into FCDA office. Go in there, check the verification of all this land. Okay, there's an estate land that is around Kabusa, or there's an estate land that is around Busapi, and these people are saying I should buy. Please, I want to find out, can I buy this land? Is it on the water part? Is there any issue with the land? Is this land habitable? These are things that are very important for you to verify. And that is why in Element Group, we don't just give you land to buy. We hold your hand through the process. We don't let you go. We take you through each process to ensure that the reality of that dream you want is being brought out. Now, we have locations around Idu, we have around Kabusa, we have in Busape, we have in Maitamatu, and we have in Kuje. Some people will tell you, I don't have 5 million to get a land in maybe Kabusa. Or I have 1 point something to get in Kuje. And you and I know Kuje is a fast-moving area. It's a place whereby if you buy a land today for 1.5 million, you will not sell that land by next 2 years for that same amount. Our lands are in places where development have already started. Let me use an example, like Kabusa now. We have a road in Kabusa that leads all the way from Sunnyvale Junction down to Piakasa. And it's also the plan of that road is that the government wants to bust it out to Kuje. So imagine you're going to the airport. You don't need to follow the hustling and bustling of all the road. You just follow that road and you're straight off the stress. You cut off the stress. You cut off Airport Junction. You cut off Ring Road. And before you know, you're already in Kuje. Once you're in Kuje, you're at the airport. This thing is not that it's going to happen in 10 years' time. It's something that will happen in 2 years' time, in a year's time, before the end of this year. You agree with me. If you go to Wuse now, they don't want the Wuse anymore. People have to break houses to rebuild. Real estate have to buy already built houses. They break it down and they build on top of it. The Transcorp we see today, let me tell you a little story. Now, when they had Transcorp, the people, the main developers of Transcorp, refused to develop Transcorp because they were like the people they brought to develop Transcorp said Transcorp was a forest. Just the way you ran away from that forest, you ran away. When they came to be, they were afraid. They said animals will come and eat them, but they ran away. Now, it was the ingredients that actually worked with the developers, with engineers, and they taught them on what they wanted Transcorp to look like. Now, if you go to Transcorp, does that place look like forest to you? That was not long ago. And I'm sure there are people that got lands in Abuja as low as 20 naira. As low as 20 naira. And if they tell you how much they have this land sold now, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. So that's why we're saying that they are not a real estate company coming to tell you, come and buy land from us. No, we tell you invest. And even when these lands have reached a level whereby you can sell this thing and get cool money for yourself, we still call you to tell you that, can we sell it or do you want to develop it? But that's the beauty about Element Homes. And that's the reason why you should bank on us.
Okay, so let's have your phone number or the office location where people can have.
Okay, so I'm going to be giving 2 phone numbers that you can call at any time. And it's our WhatsApp number also and our phone number. So we have 090 7222 4800. Now the second number is 090 57772291.
So guys, I think this way we should call it a wrap. But talking about investment is something that is key, especially when you have to do with real estate investment. When you have the opportunity, like they all say, you take advantage of it because it's not static. When you get back to it, it has moved a step. And if you are invested, probably the margin would have been something that you will laugh or you smile about. So instead of leaving the money in the bank, why not think about investing in real estate? After all, it's a space that you need to do all your verification before you put in your money. So building your future today. Don't forget, that's what this segment is all about. Drop your comments, your observation, whatever you need to know at the comment section until I come your way again. From me, Tracy, I love you. Our planet is changing and the clock is ticking. But amidst this crisis, there is hope, innovation, and resilience. Join me each week. The environment which you live is very much alive as I uncover the truths, the challenges, and the champions of our environment, because the future depends on what we do